Every once in a while, a headline comes through on social media, or I'm perusing wherever to find things to talk about, and something pops up that's just like, we're not at 30 seconds, so holy cow, golly gee willikers, this is a troubling event. And this is it. Elon Musk's unhinged private security guards, his bodyguards, have been deputized by the U.S. Marshals Service to carry their weapons in and around federal buildings. And because Elon Musk has such a wide portfolio, there's not a federal building he's not allowed to just go into. Listen, if you're a cabinet member, like for instance, the dipshit RFK Jr., he's the Secretary of HHS. So he can't just go into the Department of Transportation and run amok in there because he doesn't have that power and authority. The portfolio of his power is not extended to other departments of the government. Elon Musk, on the other hand, the richest man in the world, seemingly in a ketamine haze 24 hours a day, wielding his chainsaw like he's Camacho Mountain Dew president from the Idiocracy. He can go wherever he wants with his private security guards, armed, deputized by the United States Marshals Service. Bodyguards, by the way, who had an incident a few years ago in like Pasadena where they rammed their car into, Elon wasn't even with them. And they rammed their car into someone and then tried to make excuses that they thought he was a stalker. After the fact, they're making a bunch of reasons for it. These are the people that are untrained, unqualified, who don't hold the same responsibilities that someone who's an actually duly sworn, well-trained officer would be. And even in this CNN article, they don't get to the heart of really what the problem is here, because they point to, well, Tony Fauci, Dr. Fauci, Anthony Fauci, the U.S. Marshals Service deputized his security. Yeah, but they were employees of the federal government already. They were already security within the apparatus of the federal government. Anyway, here's the headline. Elon Musk's private security detail gets deputized by U.S. Marshals Service. The U.S. Marshals Service has deputized members of Elon Musk's private security detail, giving them certain rights and protections of federal law enforcement agents. 3 law enforcement officials familiar with the matter told CNN. It was not immediately clear how many members of Musk's security team were made special deputies. Oh, special deputies. Musk, the tech billionaire and ally of President Donald Trump, does not currently have a U.S. Secret Service detail, meaning members of his personal security detail were limited in what they could do in Washington, D.C. Now that members have been deputized, they have more rights and could be authorized to carry weapons on federal grounds. It also means that if something went awry with the detail, the Marshals Service could be held legally liable, one law enforcement official said. Well, of course they'll be held liable, but what's going to happen when Donald Trump wants law enforcement to have just carte blanche immunity? Donald Trump wants cops to be able to just shoot suspected shoplifters, just absolutely jettisoning any adherence to the presumption of innocence that is guaranteed us and protected by the Constitution of the United States. And they want to give this kind of get out of jail free card, metaphorical and literal maybe, to Elon Musk's unhinged private security detail. Some people close to Trump's White House have been taken aback by the scale of security that has surrounded Musk since he became a regular presence in Trump's orbit last year. The detail rivaled only that of the president himself, the sources observed. Listen, I think that's smart on the part of Elon Musk. If you witness what took place in the killing of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson or whatever his name was, by the Luigi kid, people weren't unhappy about it. People started making t-shirts, Saint Luigi. People admired what he did. I wasn't one of them, but it would be smart of these people to recognize the sentiment on the ground and protect themselves accordingly. That doesn't mean he needs a U.S. Marshals Service to do it. He's just one dude. He's not the president. He's not the vice president, and he's not a cabinet official. And you know how I know is because, one, he wasn't elected, and two, he has not been confirmed by the Senate. No advice and consent has been offered. There is no oversight of Elon Musk. This is outside of the bounds of democracy. Musk, who is running the new Department of Government Efficiency, is he running it or is he not running it? This is a brand new article from yesterday evening, and sworn court documents under penalty of perjury were filed with the federal courts saying that he's not running it. So I don't know. Well, what's happening there? Weird, right? Yeah. Musk, who's running the new Doge, has become increasingly concerned with his security since Trump took office a month ago and has told those around him that the level of death threats against him has increased, according to a person with direct knowledge of his comments. He hinted at those concerns during an interview at the Conservative Political Action Conference on Thursday, saying on stage, "I don't actually have a death wish," says the man who consumes an unknown quantity of ketamine. "It's not enormous," Musk said of his security detail. "Maybe it should be bigger." The Marshals Service has the power. This is where it kind of goes off the rails for CNN, not unexpected of legacy media, but here we are. The Marshals Service has the power to deputize a wide swath of people at their own discretion, including Justice Department employees, law enforcement officials, and employees of private security companies. The deputization, which typically comes from the Deputy Attorney General, lasts for 1 year, according to a Justice Department manual. Yeah, those manuals can be thrown out at this point, CNN. The Marshals Service has deputized security details before, including that of Dr. Anthony Fauci. The Marshals deputized officers from the Office of the Inspector General at the Department of Health and Human Services to serve as Fauci's security because of an increase in death threats to his personal safety. To his personal safety. But law enforcement sources told CNN that deputizing private security is unusual, particularly because those individuals are not current members of law enforcement. One described that move as rare. Look, they likely, his private detail likely has some law enforcement experience or military experience, but that does not mean they're constrained by loyalty to an oath to the Constitution, that they're not well trained in preserving people's rights and not trampling upon private citizens' rights. Also, Elon Musk, who fucking cares? I don't know. Again, we're going to end this before I get myself in trouble. We got Ed Martin out here, the acting U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia, sending letters to people who talk about bar fights and, you're threatening people. I don't want to be perceived as threatening. No, that would be bad. Ooh. Anyway, what do you think? You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. You can email me daily at dollemore.com. Join the conversation. If you want to help support this work, my soon-to-be legal defense fund, you can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month, or you can go to patreon.com/I Doubt It podcast. Both of those are great ways to do it. You want to follow me on social media, you can tell me how wrong I am there. I am at Dollemore. I'd love to see you. And I'm going to go. See you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.